Harrington, give us another story. That was good.
Good.
Well, in that same vein, talking about the Paddy fight, Mauricio Rufy, one of the fighting nerds, just picked up a big knockout win last weekend. He says he's available on short notice and would like to get the call if anyone falls out of the Chandler versus Paddy fight.
Oh, I like
he's done
that.
Enough?
Oh, yeah. I mean, fuck, that kid is a stud, dude. That kid is a stud. I mean, and I like that. I don't even know if that's going to happen, but I like that these guys are smart enough to just be putting that out there, right? Putting their names into these hats, specifically with certain names and guys. Okay, so either one of them falls out, you're fighting somebody with a massive name in the UFC already. It doesn't matter which way it goes, whether it's Paddy that has to pull out or Chandler that has to pull out. But regardless, you get yourself right into the mix, and I think deservedly so. He's had nothing but big wins in the UFC so far. I mean, the fight before the last one, he couldn't put that kid away, but you can tell that's one of those kids. He missed weight too, by the way, in that fight. I forget the guy's name. I think he ended up getting cut. Maybe he had one more fight recently.
Was it Young Top? James Young Top?
He just fought again, right?
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying, because you got to think this: Paddy versus Chandler, co-main event on a pay-per-view. So he's probably one of those fights that the UFC would kind of half in the back of their mind be looking at a backup. We know generally now the title fights, they have backups for the most part. I don't know if that's a hard and fast rule. What do you know about that, Paul? Do they do that?
I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I don't think it is for every single fight. I don't think they do have like a set rule. It's just, I guess, specifically if it's one that they're really or there's a really true number, like backup that could also have been fighting, and they can convince them, like, look, something may go wrong. Just in case, we'll put you there. We'll pay you well, like Tom Aspinall for Stipe and Jones. You want to have somebody for that type of fight. It's a mega fight, and it's almost even bigger if somebody falls out, right? You know what I mean? It's almost like if Stipe had to pull out of that fight and suddenly Tom had to slide in there and fight John Jones, I almost could argue that becomes an even bigger fight if that had happened back in November.
Because I went out to dinner with Tom that week, and we were like, listen, Tom, you're not fighting this weekend. And there's even a video of it on my YouTube channel, because we ordered some cake afterwards. We went for a nice steak. Beauty in Essex. You ever been there?
No.
In New York? Oh, great restaurant. Anyway, so we got this big old piece of cake. I'm like, Tom, just have a bit. And he's like, no, I can't. I'm like, for one, you're not fighting. For two, you're heavyweight. You're heavyweight. Just taste the bloody cake. And he's like, no, I want to keep it professional. And I wanted to.
You gotta love that, though. You gotta love that.
No, Tom is very disciplined. Going back to Auburn Elliott's conversation, but he said, "Yeah, no, I'm getting paid to weigh in." And I wanted to ask. I'm like, "Go on, what are they giving you?" But I thought
would love to know what you get for that situation. Yeah, because you're getting paid something just to even be there and make weight, which isn't hard at 265, but
also with that comes the pressure. You know, it's like,
the
okay,
anxiety,
so
man.
Do I train my ass off? All these guys that train to be the backup. I mean, you're never going to train
so
properly,
tough, bro.
You know, or maybe you do for nothing.
Tough. You know what? The only thing I can associate it with, and people are going to laugh at this. Okay, you're an actor now, Michael.
Oh,
the only thing I can associate it with, and you don't have this in film. There is no understudy, right? But in theater, there is quite literally understudies for major productions that have a lot of money involved in them. And sometimes it's even set up so much that the understudy will go on for certain performances, especially if a star or somebody from Hollywood is in a play. There might be certain performances where you're expected to go on, but not all the time. I had to be an understudy one time at the Walnut Street Theater years and years ago for Streetcar Named Desire. Do you know the movie / play Brando movie where he played?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it, yeah.
Oh, bro, you got to watch that one. But anyway, I was playing Stanley in Streetcar as an understudy. Never even got to go on. But I had to know all the lines. I had to know all the blocking. But again, did I know the lines as well as the guy that was playing the part? Not really.
Yeah, but in your quest to become an actor, that was very beneficial. Because I always say this, because and again, people don't want to hear me going on about acting stuff, but anytime I get an audition, I always apply myself to it, and I really try and understand the scene, and I try and do the best part possible. And my wife's always like, that was because most of the time you don't get the part, she's like, there's a lot of time you're wasting here. And I'm like, well, no, because I look at it as like an acting lesson. You know what I mean? It's like, it's applying the little bit of knowledge that I have in this world and making it a little bit
practice,
better.
man. It's practice.
Speaking of
every audition is you go into an acting class basically for yourself, right? I mean, every chance you get to kind of pin down a part or figure out a small little bit of a scene and apply yourself is only going to benefit you in the future for all that stuff. I mean, what do you think we did when I went to school for it? And all we did was scene work. I mean, when we're in class, we would do monologues, but really it was all about developing how can you create this snippet into a believable character. And that's all auditions are. And really the shit part about auditions is it takes them 5 seconds to 10 seconds to know whether you are right for the part or not right for the part. And half of the time, that has absolutely nothing to do with your acting chops. I can look at you right now if I'm a director and you start speaking and I go, no.
Yeah. No. And that's always my issue.
Too big, or he's too small, or this, or that.
He's got an English accent. It's like, we don't.
I didn't want
and even the English accent, he doesn't speak normally. What the Americans think I'm Australian or Scottish. They're like,
you got to blend. Your wife's Australian, you're English, your mom's Irish, you're all over the place.
The one time I had an audition for an English accent, they said, we're a little bit confused. You sounded a little American. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I can't get American parts because I can't do an American accent. And I can't get English because I'm bastardized from living out here for a few years. Speaking of which, though, and we won't talk about it, I got a lead role coming up. It's end of May, early April. Greenlit. It's going. Anyway, never mind that. Harrington, give us one more.
Does that mean I'll be picking up the slack for you at work?
Probably.
All right. It's a win for both of us, Michael. And hey, if the roles ever reverse and I get a big role and I'm busy, I'll be sure to say, hey, Zach, Michael's ready to work.
Speaking of Nate Diaz, you're taking everything I worked for. Okay. All right, this episode is sponsored by Manscaped that are here to help you out because spring isn't just for spring cleaning, getting rid of that bad shirt. No, it's for taking care of your balls, your face, and everywhere in between. And right now, I'm going to tell you about Manscaped's Beard and Balls Bundle, which has got you covered from cheek to cheek. And by the way, you can join over 12 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and use the code BELIEVE to get 20% off and free international shipping at manscaped.com.